to Dealstream, the channel that showcases the latest climate-positive startups from across Climate-KIC's pan-European network. I'm Andrew Burford, and today we'll be hearing from 5 really exciting teams from right across Europe, from London to Berlin to Darmstadt, and from Vitry-sur-Seine in France. We'll be hearing about a blockchain solution that supports climate change action, a high-efficiency digital freight forwarding platform, an AI-powered predictive maintenance platform for pipe networks, an online platform that can help the freight industry save 15% of CO2, and innovative off-grid sustainable toilet solutions. Each team is looking for investment today, so that could be you. And if you'd like to read an executive summary about a team, then head down to the Climate-KIC Investor Marketplace. There you can read about the problem, the solution, the technology, the market, the traction, the team, and the fundraising requirement. Not only will you be able to read about the startups of interest, but you'll be able to search for startups that meet your criteria by market, country, TRL, and find startups that meet your criteria. Registered investors can use the platform to contact startups directly and start a dialogue. Now, as we're talking about investments, we should point out that the companies appearing in Dealstream are providing information to investment professionals, business angels, and other sophisticated investors in Europe. The presentations are not aimed at anyone else. So we can't guarantee anything that anybody says, and of course investments go down as well as up. Now, during the show, if you'd like to put a question to one of the teams, then you can use the right hand side of the YouTube chat page to type in a question, and then you can send that through to us in the studio. If we have time, we'll be able to ask that question to the startup whilst they're online. So coming up next, we have a blockchain solution that supports climate change action. Here to tell us about that is Christian Crow from Creole. Chris, over to you.
Hello, my name is Christian Crow. I'm the CEO of Creole. We're a sustainable technology company on a mission to tackle climate change with technology. 95% of the world's biggest companies produced sustainability reports in 2019. Most hired external consultants to produce these. A member of European Parliament has described these sustainability reports as warm words rather than concrete targets and actions. Legislation is being introduced in the UK and EU, meaning that companies will have to go beyond reporting to taking actions. Our products combine reporting with solutions and actions. We have a simple free online calculator for companies to understand their sustainable impact, looking at their employees, energy use, equipment, food, and products. Our carbon reports gives detailed results. By signing up to Creole services, customers can understand how to reduce their impact and take action by supporting green projects. Our green projects preserve the Amazon and create green energy in countries that cannot afford it. We have 3 products. Creole People and Business allow customers to calculate and report their impact of their employees or business for less than a cup of coffee per week. And our wireless building controls Creole Environments helps customers to reduce their electricity use and support green projects, whilst earning up to 10% more in rent and up to 30% more in property values. All our products are subscription-based, give you a complete overview of your sustainable targets, give you insights on new targets and their impact, support green projects, create live reports, all without the need for external consultants. We span 2 markets totaling almost $2 trillion with our solutions. With our funding to date, we have achieved technology readiness level 8 and generated Gen 1 sales of €200,000. We are looking for £525,000 to scale and extend our product capabilities as well as grow our team. We have SEIS and IES Advanced Assurance for UK-based investors. Thank you.
Well, Chris, welcome to Dealstream. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Andrew. Thanks for having us.
That's a pleasure. Well, first off, tell us a little bit about your team, Chris.
Sure. So our team is made up of experts from the architecture, engineering and construction industry, software and hardware developments, environmental science and blockchain. So myself, I've started and scaled 3 businesses in the AEC space. My CTO, Josh, has built and tested both wireless products, software and blockchain companies. Therefore, our company very sort of succinctly covers all the industry knowledge and skills that have gone into developing the products.
That sounds great. And how did you establish that there's a viable market for this product?
Yeah, sure. So for Creole Environments, which is our controls part, I've been a consultant in that space now for almost 15 years. I've seen and specified every kind of competitor system. I've worked with every green standard across the globe. And it's that experience of those companies and the clients that I've had across the globe in my consultancy side that has established that there is a need for this turnkey product that bridges this kind of gap that we established. So in terms of in terms of Creole people and business, Joshua and I have a very, very good understanding of the kind of the sustainability reporting that's currently done. And again, this kind of disconnect between the reporting and the targets and the actions and proof. So there's literally thousands of these reports each year, at most part voluntary. Now there's incoming legislation, consumer pressure. That's going to push these numbers up. You know, Denmark just passed the law on climate emission, and a recent Mori poll said that 71% on average of the world's population believes that climate change is more serious than COVID-19. So the figures will go up for these reports.
So I've got a question coming in from the audience from Lisa Brahm. Could you tell me what your unique selling points are?
Sure. So really, one of the main kind of unique selling points of us is this kind of combined solution. So you can think of our sort of platform as almost like what you have now for cloud-based current accountancy. So before systems such as Xero, Free Agent, QuickBooks and such, businesses had to rely on consultants, obviously accountants, to provide them all their kind of financial needs and understand where they were. Now that's the same for businesses now who want to action their environmental goals. So they have to rely on several external parties, and our solution automates this process, focusing the client's spending on achieving their environmental goals and supporting green projects.
Great. There's another question here from Lisbeth Lenz. What carbon offset certificates do you use?
Okay, so yeah, we use verified ones at the moment from Vera, but we also are planning to use gold standards, all sort of very recognized, globally established schemes.
Great. Okay, and final question, your business model. Could you just talk us a little bit through how that works, how you actually make money out of this?
Sure. So our business model is subscription-based, which is very typical in the offsetting competitors that we have, that we kind of bridge, but is obviously completely unique in things like the controls that we cross, and of course unheard of, in the consultancy space. So yeah, subscriptions is our business model.
Great. Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining us on DealStream. It's been a real pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Take care. Bye for now.
Bye-bye now. Bye.
Well, and now for a news update. 11 climate innovation projects across Europe tackling COVID-19 relation challenges have been selected to receive funding as part of the pandemic response projects, one of the two instruments of the EIT Crisis Response Initiative. Selected from among 137 applicants, the 11 successful proposals from 9 countries respond to emergence from the pandemic's impact and propose climate solutions in line with the need for regeneration. So, coming up next, we have a high-efficiency digital freight forwarding platform, and that's going to be presented by Dirk van Engelshoven from Helios Air Cargo Network. So, Dirk, over to you.
Hi. You may have never seen this, but this is the empty cargo hold of an aircraft. Now, in normal times, we saw up to 2 million passenger flights per month without cargo, and that was wasting a huge amount of potential revenue for those airlines involved. The need for air cargo transport is still very high, and although COVID-19 has been impacting the aviation industry dramatically, it will bounce back eventually. And when travel starts ramping up again, these cargo holds could still be empty. Now, why is that so? So, first of all, communication and workflow between freight forwarders and airlines is outdated and inefficient. Now, secondly, the connection between airlines is fragmented for freight. And this causes a huge environmental impact, as we see those 2 million cargo holds empty, while on the other hand, there are thousands of freighter aircrafts on the main route. Now, we at Helios Air Cargo Network, we're from the aviation industry and want to change this. First of all, we're setting up a platform where freight forwarders, airlines, and sales agents communicate and negotiate efficiently. Secondly, we add transfers, where by stitching together the flights of different airlines into a single route for cargo, we can double the global air freight network. And freight booking will be simplified and will turn those 2 million cargo holds per month into effective profit centers for those airlines. And we don't need many of those 1,000 freighters worldwide. Now, a good analogy for us is Amadeus, but instead of passengers, we do freight. We're currently testing together with our customers, and we're partnering with multiple freight forwarders, airlines, and sales agents. And they just can't wait to start working with our solution. And now we're looking for pre-seed investment in a ticket size of 50 to 200K from those who want to fly with us and change this industry. I'm looking forward to speaking with you. And now back to Andrew.
Well, Dirk, welcome to Dealstream. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much.
That's a pleasure. Well, you
happy to
mentioned
hear
a
you.
little bit about the environmental impact. I mean, does that differ between passenger and freight airlines? Could you just talk a little bit about that?
Right. What we foresee is that we can actually prevent the emission, which is equivalent to half of the energy production created in Germany. So if you just look at those 2 million passenger flights that we have that are empty right now, if you're adding cargo to it, of course this will add actually additional fuel consumption. But compared to if you have a cargo plane, then you have to add a complete airplane, and the emission for this is actually 5 times higher when then we have the same cargo on the same routes in those passenger airplanes. So preventing cargo airplanes flights is actually what we want to reach. And the equivalent of half of Germany's energy production is also like half percent of the worldwide carbon dioxide emission. So pretty big.
So I've got a question coming in from the audience here from Sharam Razazadeh. Who are your competitors?
So what we see is that we have several other platforms that are there worldwide. So we have like Freighters or Cargo One, but they are not really doing setting up a complete new network as we actually do. So in that place, it's not the direct competition.
Okay. And in terms of the communication platform itself, could you tell us a little bit about that, how it works?
Right. So it's actually a 2-stage approach that we do. So the final goal is to have actually this worldwide cargo network of transfers. Where we see right now with COVID-19 is that the rates have become invalid. Price level has gone up 4 to 5 times, and the people in the industry are using need 10 to 20 times more time to create and to answer all those requests.
Yeah.
So what we do is we help these people like the freight forwarders and the airlines and sales agents to create better requests, to be able to answer it faster, and that way we are actually in the middle of all those communication. Adding a new function or a new option like this new transfers is a logical new step.
Okay, and you mentioned the team very briefly. Could you tell us a little bit more about the team?
Yeah, sure. So it's we have 2 founders and we have 2 great developers. We also have some additional business people supporting us. So 2 founders of us, Under Bakci and myself, we are in the aviation industry since 20 years. We're aviation engineers. And we started actually at the same cargo startup company at that time, and we've been since in several cargo aviation and aviation companies. So we see this as a perfect fit.
Great. And then finally, could you just tell us a little bit about the market potential you foresee for the business model?
Right, right. So we saw this two-stage approach. With in the second stage we have these transfers where we actually see a business model which is commission-based. So we're looking at a business which is on 100 billion euro in actually ticketing. 70% is, I think, obtainable, as we see that some specific large transports are out of it. And for transfers, we envisage to actually reach 2.5% in 5 years, which is actually creating a airline revenue of 2 billion euro.
Wow.
And for us, this means 150 million in Helios revenue. So that's our goal for the first stage, where we see that we have a subscription model. We're still testing in what this model and this market potential is actually right now.
Great. Well, Dirk, it's been a pleasure to have you on DealStream, and good luck with your fundraising round.
Thank you very much, and see you.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So now we have a news update. The Loop Ports project, led by Fundación Valencia Port and funded by EIT Climate-KIC, was awarded at the International Association of Ports and Harbours World Port Sustainability Awards 2020 in the climate and energy category. The awards were created to recognise sustainable port projects and to coordinate future efforts and foster international cooperation with supply chain partners. So that's a little bit about the Ports project. Congratulations to that team. So next up we have an AI-powered predictive maintenance platform for pipes. Presenting that is Chris Derner from Pipe Predict. So Chris, over to you.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction, Andrew. Did you know that each second worldwide 4 million liters of treated drinking water get lost in our distribution network? This is due to leakage and pipe bursts like this one, which shut down Berlin-Lichtenberg in 2017. Such pipe bursts happen because pipes are buried below earth, so no one can see the current leakage status, and pipes burst without prior notice. So currently, pipes are kind of like ticking time bombs below earth, where no one knows when and where the next one is going to burst. And utilities have no choice but to wait for the pipe to burst, only then to repair it as fast as possible. By doing so, utilities worldwide lose water with 173 billion euros each year. But also district heating companies, oil and gas pipelines, and the producing industry suffer from leakage and bad knowledge about their pipe networks. We created a digital solution which can be integrated into all of these existing networks. Apart from suppliers' pipes, we integrate already existing sensors into our solution to ensure a fast first deployment and reduce initial investment costs. The data is being transmitted using newest signal transmission technologies such as LoRaWAN or 5G. We first create a digital twin, which is a digital version of the real pipes network with all physical properties in the background. Then we analyze the existing sensor data with a combination of self-developed machine learning algorithms. As a result, we can localize leakages in an early stage, monitor the real-time network status, and predict when and where a pipe is going to burst. So our customers profit from reduced losses and a better planability, and thus an increased resource efficiency and sustainability. We are currently validating our technology at our customer's plant and are monitoring 7 kilometers of a district heating network. We plan to grow our team from 5 to 15 employees in order to accelerate product development and customer acquisition. Therefore, we are raising 1.1 million in our seed investment round in November. We further plan to develop a market-ready product for district heating networks and run pilot projects in public water supply to be able to monitor 550 kilometers of pipe network in 2022. If you want to be part of this business opportunity and create reliable and sustainable networks at the same time, use this chance to invest into us. Thanks, Andrew, for having us on the show. I'm excited to answer your questions now.
Well, Chris, welcome to DealStream.
Hi, Andrew. Great show so far. Thanks for having us.
That's a pleasure. So could you tell us a little bit about the technology and the status? Where are you at with the development of it?
Yeah, sure. So we're currently developing our technology in the district heating area because we're getting data from the district heating area network, which we are monitoring right now. It's a 7-kilometer network in France, and we're planning to develop our market-ready product until beginning of 2021. Until then, we are currently monitoring the leakage status of the pipe network and are planning to offer predictive maintenance in the end of this year.
Great. That sounds like a busy time. And how about the team? You know, what sort of people have you partnered with, and the sort of profile of the organization?
Good question. So with the core founders, we have basically covered all the core knowledge, in my opinion, because we have with me an industrial engineer with a background, and I have experience in predictive maintenance at Bosch, and then I have also worked as a business developer in a startup. Then we have Valerie. She is a physicist, and she came up with the idea. She is an expert in network theory and sensor placement, and also has experience in working in an IoT startup. And then we have finally Duc in the founders trio, who is a machine learning expert. He has a natural language processing degree and also worked 8 years implementing machine learning algorithms for corporates, but also for startups. And we're currently hiring a few more employees. We have currently 2 employees and are just signing our 3rd employee on.
Great. And there's a question from the audience here, Benjamin Bach. What's your business model for revenue stream? Is it subscription, fee, or other?
Great question. So our business model is that we charge per supervised kilometer and pipeline and month. So each month and kilometer is charged with the software as a service license. The fee depends on the medium which is floating through the pipe. So it's different for water or district heating or chemicals. Okay.
And in terms of the scalability, there's another question here, Lisa Bra. How scalable is the product?
Also a good question. So with our digital twin, we're using already existing GIS data. This is gear information data to create the network. So we're much faster in the first deployment and create a digital twin. And then we only need to integrate the existing sensor data. That also gives us a bit better scalability because we do not have to implement all the new sensors.
Right.
And then we only analyze the existing sensor data. So we're very much faster than our competitors.
Okay, and then finally, why the first 2 markets, the district heating and water network markets?
So we chose water markets, so liquids, water as a liquid, as our entry market because water leakage already exists and we get a lot of data. So we can gather a lot of data and analyze it and develop our product and get better predictions with it. And later, after having the product ready, we are switching to other media.
Great. There's another really interesting one here, Nathan DeGator. What is the potential cost saving for your customers? So just gets a sense of the value you're providing with the solution.
Yeah, so the potential of saving costs is huge. So our customers are losing currently only the worth of water is 173 billion euros. So that doesn't include any repairment costs or any additional damages with flooded cellars or flooded streets. So there's a huge potential in saving with our solution.
Great.
And also, of course, it's different for each network, for each district heating, chemicals, or water network.
Of course. Well, Chris, it's been a real pleasure having you on DealStream. Good luck with fundraising, and thank you very much.
Thanks, Andrew. I'm excited who's next.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So next up, we have a news update. With the EIT Climate-KIC attending the 7th Green Roundtable, an event hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea, the Global Green Growth Institute and the KDI School of Public Money, Policy and Management, as governments take action to manage the economic and social impacts of COVID-19, discussions on how to make the recovery greener were high on the agenda. So great to hear that as the recovery takes place, we're thinking about climate change, which I think is fabulous. So next up, we have an online platform that can help the freight industry save 15% of CO2. Telling us about that is Jakob Moos from Tracks for Trucks. So Jakob, over to you.
In Europe, the road freight industry accounts for 6% of the CO2 emissions. The industry has very, very low margins, and we see for a trucking fleet that fuel accounts for 30% of the cost structure. But actually, the current state of the art for fuel management system is inefficient, inaccurate, and very impractical. Road freight is a crucial sector. We saw that with the corona crisis. It's really, really important. So the answer is not to drive less, the answer is to be more efficient. Our platform helps fleet managers to save up to 15% of their fuel. That means up to 15% of their CO2. As an example, an average truck drives round about 150,000 kilometers a year and thus emits round about 9 tons of CO2. If we should offset that just like that, we would have to have 5 soccer fields with fully grown trees per truck. With our system, we can save up to 15% of this CO2 and thereby also help to lower the CO2 emissions before we offset. Our system is easy to implement for both carriers and shippers. It's hardware free and it works on top of existing systems like transport management systems and FMS systems, telematic systems, and so on. So when we look at trucking, 18 million trucks are driving around Europe and they spend on average 50,000 euros a year on fuel. If we can save 15% of that, we would have a market of 135 billion euros a year. We're very, very far with our technology and we are ready to take the market. So we're looking for 2 million euros that should help us go in, take over the market and catch a break even within 2 years. We already have 750,000 of these pledged from our current investors. And we're looking for a strong lead investor who can go in and help us take this forward and help us save CO2 and make money while doing so.
So Jakob, welcome to Dealstream.
Thank you very much.
So first off, could you tell us a little bit about how your product works?
Yes, so we take data from the onboard telematic systems of the truck and we use AI to create digital twins so that we can actually compare not just what a truck consumed, but we can put in all the context that it consumed it in so we can also say, was it good or bad? And based on that core technology, we're able to give the fleet owner, so the carrier, information of how can he improve his consumption, either buying other hardware or using the trucks differently. And we can also help him export the consumption to his shippers, to his customers, so that they can measure how much CO2 do they spend on their supply chain, in their supply chain.
And in terms of the need, why is it needed within the freight industry? What's the thing that they get hold of as a sort of core need?
I mean, it is an amazing industry where we know from the early days, everyone wants to be more efficient, either to save money, to save fuel, to save CO2. Everyone just wants to be more efficient, but there's a discrepancy. It doesn't really happen. And we see it has to start with the shipper. The shipper needs to save CO2. It's very important for all of us that everyone who produces anything or sells anything starts saving CO2, and it starts with the measurement. The current methods for measuring CO2 on the road are so imprecise. They have an error rate of almost 400%. So it's like you can use it to reporting, but you cannot use it for managing anything. So it's extremely important that every shipper in this world starts to measure, data-based, measure exactly how much CO2 does he spend on every single step in his supply chain. And the most difficult part of the supply chain has always been and will be trucks, and that's what we're trying to solve. If we can make it there, we can make it everywhere.
Right. And I guess, that's is that one of the things that makes your product, your service different to others on the market, that you can measure accurately?
Yes, I mean, every single product that has been focusing on saving fuel in trucking has been focused on the fleet manager. And believe me, the fleet manager knows exactly what he's doing. But the problem is that he's not the only one who can decide on how to spend CO2. He can actually just decide on whether he's going to incentivize the driver. So our system helps everyone in the company. So we can talk about which kind of truck should you buy. We can talk about which other systems should you have. And most importantly, in the dispatcher unit, we can also say, what does it cost you every time you call a driver and say, give it full speed? Maybe it'll cost you too much money compared to what you save in time. So we're trying to make it, or we're making a system that's not necessarily a fuel management system and not a fleet management system. It's a CO2 management system, and it goes like all over the company, but also all over the industry. Collaboration is one of our most important principles.
Great. And I see one from the audience here, Lisa Brahm. Where is the platform available?
Everyone who owns a truck can make a login on our webpage, and on the webpage they can connect the truck's telematics system with our system, and we can start measuring and helping you from day one. If you are a shipper and you want to track your CO2 consumption, you should contact us because we see that the shippers, they need to have it built into their current structures. It doesn't help that you just measure for us. We're very much based on modularity. So we want to take this very, very difficult thing to measure and help it go into your SAP system or any other kind of transport management system or CO2 management system. So if you're a shipper, you're welcome to call us. Also, if you're a carrier.
Is that who the product's for? Is it the customer niche is a shipper, as it were?
We have a two-sided market. So on one side we have the carrier, but one should remember the market is super fragmented. So 80% of all fleets in the EU have 5 trucks or less. They don't really have the money or the time to do the R&D and do the investment. So we want to help them and support them with a free product, but we also need our money from somewhere, so we're taking the money from the shippers, who is also those who decide in the industry, and we let them pay for tracking and lowering, most importantly, the CO2 in their supply chain.
Great. Well, Jakob, it's been a pleasure to have you on Dealstream. Good luck with the fundraise, and
thank you very much.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.
So now we have a news update. With the motto, Rethinking Food Systems for Human and Planetary Health, the 2020 edition of the Global Landscape Forum Conference was held online. During the 3 days, this global conference, almost 5,000 people from 185 countries attended one of its 60 sessions. Additionally, the live broadcast of the sessions reached over 77,000 views and reached 50 million people on social media. So great to see that there's just so much interest in climate change and the solutions. So next up we have innovative off-grid sustainable toilet systems. That's going to be presented by Cécile Decoyer from WECO. Cécile, over to you.
The problem solved by WECO is to stop wasting treated water for flushing our toilets. Currently, the only solutions are either sewer toilets, wasting billions of water every day for flushing the toilets, or the dry toilets, raising the problem of user acceptance and hygiene, especially during pandemia, or chemical toilets using chemical products, and then polluting the groundwater, plus the bad user experience. So how do we do that? Our technology recycles on-site the wastewater coming from flushing the toilets, and we combine biology and electrolysis to treat, kill the viruses and bacteria coming from the black water, and then we produce clean water reused infinitely via a closed water circuit for flushing. We have developed sensors and online controller to monitor the water quality and proper functioning of the technology. The market estimate by the Boston Consulting Group is at $6 billion by 2040, but just for the reinvented innovative toilets like ours, knowing that there is no other solution currently available that is scalable on the market. According to the World Health Organization, $1 invested means a ROI of $5.5. So we believe we can reach within 5 years 20% market share for toilets in Europe and 30% for the train toilets, since we have developed a very unique technology for the train. We are raising 2 million euros, mostly for manufacturing and engineering our technology to scale and sell large units of our reliable, certified and plug-and-play wastewater treatment technology. Until 2023, we will develop the second version of the industrialized version with subcontractor, keeping the IP and know-how. and then we will scale the sales in Europe and emerging countries. Thank you.
Cecile, welcome to Dealstream.
Hello, Andrew.
Hi. So first off, could you tell me why your toilets are different? What's unique about them?
Yeah, it's an important question because we can see toilets everywhere. So the main difference is that it's really difficult to find off-grid toilets that are sustainable, innovative, and with water flush. When you talk about off-grid toilets, it's usually dry or chemical toilets, and you don't have water flush toilets. What we are doing, and we recycle the water flush and wastewater on site. And also the train toilets is something very difficult to make and provide, and this is what we are doing. So our technology is adapted to embedded system and mobile toilets, off-grid mobile, sustainable, innovative, and water flush toilets.
Okay, and in terms of commercial traction, could you tell us where you are? Do you have some customers already?
Yeah, actually, we set up the company in 2014, and we started selling the technology, which was under development, but we really wanted to meet with the client's expectations. So we started selling in 2017. And we had several installations now in France, and we are expanding. And I think the first European country we will expand will be Germany. And then we target emerging countries, especially China, where there is this toilet revolution, and Africa, because the need is huge. And also India, they have a big program on train toilets, and they have no solutions.
Okay, and I can see a question from the audience here from Elizabeth Lenz again. What are you raising this money for?
Actually, the first version we have developed is a manual version that we install and assemble on site or in the container that we deliver, into the container we deliver, or into the building. What we want to do is an industrial scalable version of the technology, like a big cupboard of wastewater treatment that we are developing for the train industry. And so it should be the second version, the industrialized one. So for that, it's a really industrial and high capital demanding market. So it's not only industrial, but it's also a combination of various sciences. You have biology, you have chemistry, you have electronic, you have hydraulic, you have mechanic, electronic. So that's why we need to have the best experts around us. We work with worldwide recognized research centers and experts.
And I can see another question here, Ben de Boer. How much power is used to effectively run whatever number of these toilets?
It's completely different in terms of number of user, number of toilets, depend on the place. In Evans Place, you will have a peak of users, and during that time, we will need more energy. But it's really different according to the number of users we have. So the market, the user estimation is the first question we ask to the client. And then there is a study to size the technology properly to the site.
Got it. Okay, another one here from Nathan De Gator. What is the price difference for your toilets compared to conventional toilets?
Conventional toilets are very expensive. You probably know when you are in major European cities, JC Deco, the water-connected toilet, the seaward toilets that with automatic washing. Just this toilet, 20k euro versus 60 in average for our solution. Plus, you have to add the cost of the sewage, very expensive. It's 2,500 euro per meter of sewer. So it's a huge saving of cost infrastructure and also maintenance, because we have sensors in the tank and in the technology, so we can monitor the whole functioning of the technology online.
Yeah, because it's not just about capital cost, it's about ongoing costs. So
Exactly. It's about CapEx and OpEx, and both we want to save on both sides.
Fantastic. Well, Cecile, thank you so much for coming on Dealstream. It's been great to see you, and good luck with your fundraise.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So we're now going to have a news roundup of the latest listings on the Climate-KIC investor marketplace. To take us through that is going to be Mark de Kruijf. So Mark, over to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mark and I'm one of the investor marketplace managers. As always, I'm going to give you a roundup of the 3 latest listings on the investor marketplace. First off, we got Equiwatt from Gateshead, UK. Equiwatt developed a platform for planning of energy supply and distribution to reduce peak time operational costs. As such, they have a huge impact on the energy networks, energy bills and the environment. They're looking for seed funding for the launch of their service and they hope to be profitable within 18 months. Second up is Soilsteam International from Sandefjord, Norway. Soilsteam developed a technology replacing pesticides with steam. Instead of using pesticides multiple times per year, a single steam treatment prevents weeds and fungi for years in a sustainable way. They're looking for €1 million for bridging until serial production, which is projected to happen at the end of 2021. Also, they'll be featured on next Dealstream, so I hope to see you there. Third and last for the day is Begood from Vienna, Austria. Begood's Good Bags are smart reusable shopping bags that allows its users to plant trees, collect waste or get discounts while shopping. As such, sustainable shopping is made fun and rewarding. They're looking for a total of €1.5 million for international marketing, product extensions and further automation of their product. That's it for today. If you want to read more about these listings or many more, do visit the website of the investor marketplace. And now back to you, Andrew. Bye.
Well, that's it from Dealstream for today. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you'd like to be notified of the next stream, then make sure you're signed up to the marketplace and we'll email you in the next few weeks. Till then, it's goodbye from me, Andrew Burford. Take care and stay safe.